Tony, what about you, bro?
Well, mate, how's it going?
Dude, you're a hard man to get a hold of, I'm telling you.
Why?
I was trying to contact you
Oh,
for
yes,
to
yes,
get you on
yes.
here.
No, I've been off
Um,
social media for a bit, mate. Like, I'm
what,
still not on it. So
what
I'm
was the
over on
reason for that
Facebook. Just take a break from it.
over
Um,
over the Christmas
I
period?
just, I last time I think I was on it Boxing Day, so 8 or 9
Yeah.
days. Mate, and it feels good. I'm obviously self-employed, so I'll have to get back onto it.
Wee bit of
Start paying
headspace.
bills again. Yeah, mate, it's been really good getting away from it.
Awesome. Awesome, dude. So here, Tony, for some of the people watching here that sort of don't know you or know what you do, give us a wee bit about your background, and tell us sort of what you kind of do for a living and sort of what got you into the fitness industry in the first place.
Um, right, okay. I was personal training up until just last year. I stopped
Okay.
personal training after 15 years, 14 and a half, 15 years, give or take. Um,
What
Trying to
what was
think
the
back to
what was the
how it all
reason?
started. So
What was the
did I get
reason?
did I get into it?
No, what was the reason you stopped it?
Um, Jack of all trades. So I do a bit of like nutrition and consulting with boxers. So I help boxers make weight. I've got a restaurant involved with my partner Tony and Jens, which takes up a lot of time. There's a lot of like background stuff required for hospitality
Hmm.
because things just like to go wrong. Um, I was I just completed the ISSN, the sports nutrition certified
Okay. Okay.
international sports science nutrition, whatever. I was part of like a master's degree I was doing
Okay.
in research. But I've parked that also. So 2019 was like a year of, instead of doing five things, do one, maybe two, and do them better. So that was the reason I stopped it. I didn't fall out of love with personal training or anything. In fact, I love it. I love everything about it because of the such a simplified way to make a big impact.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so like to answer your question, go back on it about like the verbal diarrhea that I've warned you about, and we were chatting
All good.
yesterday. I'll try not to go off on too many tangents. Um, Personal training. I was 6 year in school, did civil service as a what you call it, what work experience. Loved it.
Yeah.
Played 5 cent football every day. So dropped out of A levels, took a job in civil service with False Brew to be precise. What an eye opener! My goodness,
Right.
that was
Okay.
some crack. Didn't enjoy it. Hated it. Hated everything about it. The flexibility of like just counting down the clock, worthless. So went back, completed my exams, went to Stranmillis to study health and leisure studies. Wanted to become a PE teacher, and then very quickly did I realise unless you're playing Segerson, or because there was so like few and far between jobs, PE teaching you'd need to move away. My dad was ill at the time of cancer, so I wasn't prepared to do that. So it's about 16, 17, fucking 37 this year. Yeah, about 17 years old, 16 years
But
old.
realization just hit you there.
Yeah, my goodness, mate. I told you I was stressing out trying to get this call to work, and
All
technology
good.
just doesn't mix with me anymore. When we're at Strong Mills, there was a new company starting up, Sport Sport 4NI or something like that. They
Right.
last about a
Okay.
year, 18 months. But the great thing out of that was that we did a fitness instructor, and it was like a course over 4 weekends, and then after that we did like a level three, as they called it back then. I don't know what it's called
Yeah.
nowadays if that's changed much. So I kind of did the exams inadvertently because they were free. Like I'm from a new lot, so it's like anything you get for free,
Take
take it
anything you get
twice,
for free there,
a
mate.
hundred percent. So, um, and that just kind of happened. Studying Strong Millis, health and leisure studies, and then I got a job in the arena up at it's now Gymco up in
Oh yeah,
Fernview.
yeah, yeah.
So long time ago, and it was just taking spin classes, circuits, and all of that, and then PT just happened. A girl who was getting married came to me because personal training, whenever I first started, it didn't really exist. So
Okay.
this
It's
girl
a
came to me and said,
relatively
"Look,
new industry. It's a new industry.
yeah, absolutely." I had to explain to people what it was whenever I first started doing it.
Hmm.
Um, and this girl came up to me and says, "I find your classes motivating. Would you be able to like take me on the side?" And that sounds a bit creepy, doesn't it? Take me on the side, but
Just a bit,
like
mate. Just a bit.
do, do a bit,
We'll
one to
edit
one,
that
do a
out.
bit of do a bit of one to one, and help me get reach goals. She lost a couple of stone, like additional stone, her wedding day, and then it just kicked off from there.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. So tell me this, mate. Like, how were those sort of? Because it was you know, it was basically an open market back then. I mean, you said it wasn't really a thing. So how were the early days, your early days in the fitness industry? You know, what was the obstacles, I suppose, in back then compared to now?
That's a good question. See, weirdly, my biggest opposition was my girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
She was telling me to get a real job.
Oh, okay.
Because I was wearing shorts and a hoodie, and she had friends going to university to study law, study medicine, and you know yourself, it's kind of frowned upon industry. Like back then, because it wasn't a professional per se, it wasn't a real job.
Yeah.
Regards to like a market value, it didn't really exist, like you've touched on. So
yeah,
like your market there was people who went to body pump and went to spin classes and went for the runs or whatever around the park. What you can do beyond, and they're like, but I already get calories, already get a sweat up the gym. I'm more like, well, I'm not obese, so they couldn't really see that differentiating because there was various ones doing it, and they're seeing the results progression. So it's all a little bit easier to sell. Hello, you're doing like some sort of. You still there, mate?
Yeah, I'm still here. It was just breaking up a wee touch there, mate. Can you hear me okay? Yep, that's it now. I was just breaking up a wee touch there, mate. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you perfect. I thought you were doing like some sort of robot or something. I was like, he hasn't moved in ages.
No, it was just breaking up a wee touch on us there. Sorry, mate. Just repeat that last wee bit. So, in terms of the marketing value,
it didn't exist. There was nothing to gauge it against. There was only like a few clients who had been over to London on business, so they're like a couple of days commute, no back and forth, where they actually saw the benefit. They were staying in a hotel that had a gym, they went down to the gym, and then they saw 2 or 3 personal trainers, whatever, working, and then they came back. I remember one client in particular, she has an Irish dancing school, and she made Irish dance, like, the dresses, and they were expensive since she travelled to Australia and America quite a lot. So she was like one of my first clients.
Okay, cool. And I suppose social media wasn't the biggest thing back then, so it was even harder, I suppose, the market.
I think then Bebo was the only thing about, and you were more concerned about getting someone's heart that day rather than like I don't know, taking a dodgy technique deadlift video.
Yeah.
And so yeah, mate, absolutely. Things were very different, and that's probably why whenever I come across we were bitter or probably just old, it's like you'd prefer to go back to the word of mouth, because then that's when the chips are down, the cream will always raise. Where nowadays you're contesting against a good graphic designer, a good
marketer,
videographer, good marketer, etc. Where a lot of entrepreneurs can sometimes have more of a chance rather than, the elbow grease required to get ahead.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Get that 100%. So here, tell us this, mate. Like, you're passionate about nutrition. That's obvious.
Yes.
Why?
I'm borderline healthy obsessed with it.
Okay.
I think in a healthy way. I did have an unhealthy relationship with trying to understand it all. It was actually my second interest. First of all, it was more biomechanics.
Okay.
How people move. So I completed are you familiar with NASM?
Yes.
So they do a corrective exercise sort of specialist.
I haven't studied much of it now. I've done FMS level 2, so it's pretty.
Oh, right, okay. So something similar.
Yeah.
Just all about arthrokinematics and force coupling relationships, etc. How the human mechanics work, the kinetic chain, and I became obsessed with that.
Right.
But see, once you understand movement patterns, that's it. You just know you can sexy it up and prescribe particular exercises to facilitate or elicit a certain response.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like the Matrix. You just seeing shit Matrix style whenever you understand that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Without sounding like 2 balloons, but yeah, you're right. It's like right to see that moving. So we need to correct if D's where it's at, we need to look at C. Right, okay, look at B. All right, there's a land. So we'll encourage A to work with B and so forth. But the two things as a personal trainer is one, how people move, and two, how people eat, and the rest of that with the habits and different things around them, their environment. That all just becomes a knock-on effect of doing those two things really well. So that my dad was given really poor dietary advice. He was told to drink Guinness when he had cancer to get calories on board. And look, I don't know, he might have questioned an oncologist, but yeah, that was like an easy access, because he was asked, can you stomach that, during treatment? And he's like, yeah, I think I can. And yeah, so it remained a part of his like daily intake. But like I said, that was years ago. I didn't really question it, but that sticks in my head, thinking surely there's better ways. But that's probably a bit far beyond what we need to speak about. But nutrition,
I don't think so, mate, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I asked you what drives that passion for nutrition, and it's good to know sometimes, because I think people are just kind of don't know why, having a clear, especially in this industry, a lot of people don't really know why they want to work in the fitness industry. As you said earlier, it's kind of like you're running about in a track top and a pair of tracksuit bottoms, and just looks cool to be a personal trainer. But the reality is that that's not the actual nature of the industry. Like there's, you and I know there's a whole lot more to it. And once you understand why you're actually doing the job, then, how you do it becomes a whole lot easier.
Yeah. It's like the outcome just happens as a result of being driven.
By
the processes required.
For sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I suppose fair enough. After I'm going through timeline, so you see me like gauge, and I'm not looking for like a candid selfie sort of pose. I'm trying to like think back through the timeline. After that, like corrective exercises stuff, precision nutrition. I was on like the third or the fourth ever intake of that.
Okay.
That was 2009.
Yeah.
I think. So I loved the psychology side to that, where it was all about habit based. And so then I reached out to John Berardi, the guy behind it, and he was a lecturer in University of East Michigan at the time.
Okay.
And then I explained everything, and they were a bit ahead of the UK unis, and they were able to do like open learning sort of setup. So I did a master's with them. It's deemed like a graduate certificate.
Okay. Awesome.
And that was in human nutritional psychology. So even though I work with a lot of boxers, the only thing I have is the CISSN, the certified, what I just spoke about. And then I loved it. I enjoy psychology just as much as nutrition, but that's just another minefield. So I try not to get too carried away with understanding that, because I never will.
Have you read Changemaker, John Berardi's latest book?
I haven't, no. Or was me carrying on like I was a big groupie and I'm talking shit. Don't even read his books.
No, honestly.
It's just been out, like just recently released, isn't it?
Yeah, no? Man, it's absolute quality, like real.
I'm a fan of what he does.
Yeah,
the basics really well.
I just love how he's just, so client focused. I mean, he's just focused on the individual, because, again, within the fitness industry, it can be very egotistical. It can be very, self-centered. It's all about me, my results, and this and that. And PM, they're just like, no, just to give you an example, this documentary that just came out there, Game Changers.
Did my boxing.
Right.
Still doing my boxing.
Yeah. A lot of people within the industry, they're kind of saying, we know, obviously, it's based on certain research, but there's a lot of people that are watching it, and they're now taking an interest in their health, but yet we're kind of saying to them, listen, you might want to consider this and consider that. And John Berardi was just basically like, for the first time, people are actually taking an interest in their health. So why not just support it for a wee bit, and then give them a little bit more research on the side to go and do, instead of just, dismissing it.
Lambasting it. Yeah. I like that approach to it. Help people become more informed. I like that approach to it.
Yeah.
Help people become more informed, and take them more. Because like I did a post about that. Funny book. And the reason for it is that a couple of people asked me, but one in particular, there was a boxer I was helping make weight for the biggest fight of his career. And we were like 4.5 weeks out. He watched that when he was over in camp and then he was like, I'm going to become vegan. And I'm like,
Right.
why? And that Game Changers documentary. So being the soft bastard I am, I think I clocked about 14 hours looking at every single citation that they gave as a result of why it was produced. And I'll not go into it too much, but I agree with what you're saying. A big plus about someone becoming vegan will likely increase the fruits and the vegetables, grains, which will be more fiber, etc. So yeah, it's all subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, the funny part about that is that, you know, as trainers, we've been saying to people for years, eat more veg, eat more fruit, drink more drink more water. Now all of a
Yeah,
sudden, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's doing it, so everyone's got to do it now.
that's it. It's taking a. I know. We hear maybe we're gonna have another like
Yeah, yeah,
interview about this and
yeah. So
go
here,
off
mate,
on so many tangents.
tell us a wee bit about the restaurant, Tony and Jen's. Where did that spring from? Because that's the bulk of your business now. Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's what takes time. Tony and Jen's 2000. I met my partner Jenny in 2010, Christmas 2010.
Okay.
I'm going to sound like another creepy bastard here. So, right, how did this happen? So I was involved with Stephen Nolan, helped him lose a lot of weight,
Okay.
and I was in like the public eye, a couple of BBC TV shows and all that, and then her editor, I think I'm getting this right. Her editor, Jenny's a journalist.
Okay.
Her editor picked up on it, suggested that fitness is starting to like gain traction. It'd be good to do something related. So I met up with Jenny, and then we agreed to do a like 11 or 12 week sort of camp for NABA, the
Okay.
Bodybuilding Association.
Awesome.
So she's one from this like journalist who likes to go out and have plenty of drink and all that there to get in on stage, like what can be achieved in 11 or 12 weeks, whatever it was. And yeah, we just started going after that,
You
going
guys
with
just
each
hit
other.
it off.
She chased me. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but
Don't let her
but
see this, dude. Don't
but
let
she
her see
did.
this. I need to
I
go and check the comments here.
I tell everybody about that. She chased me. Anyway, so 2012 we were discussing opening up a restaurant. My accountant at the time, then became our accountant, is a dinosaur. And he
Okay.
said nobody wants to eat that crap, tastes like cardboard, blah blah blah. So we decided against doing it. We moved to Australia 2013 through like just life over there, the experiences, or like, fuck up, what have we got to lose? We'll go back and open it. So we returned 2014, planning, researching, looking into it. 2015. Well, we started a pop-up at the 60-seater restaurant I have on the Lismore Road that opened up October 2015. And the idea of it was just like to build a base. We didn't just want like hospitality. It was just more like a recognition, somewhere to like generate just a buzz about who we are and what we wanted to do, what we want to achieve.
Okay. Awesome.
So
And
that's why.
do you have any plans to expand the business further, or where you at with it?
Nah, not really. Not hospitality, mate. I don't love hospitality.
Right.
Yeah, like anybody who knows me and asks me that, I don't like grey. It's black or white with me, and I'll just like
Oh yeah, yeah,
call
for
it as
sure.
it is.
Oh yeah.
I don't love it. The start of it, people were telling us it wouldn't work. It's too healthy. Like, see, the whole concept of it was to increase fiber where we could, to not mess about with cooking methods where it's too many. Like, we don't fry anything. We don't do that. We certainly don't deep fry anything. Everything is like to try and retain as many nutrients and enzymes as possible. That's
Okay.
it in one sentence. But what comes with that is that's quite laborious. There's lots of prep. There's lots of stuff. You know, it's just a very tough industry, and it doesn't really serve me. If hospitality was the only thing I knew, then that'd be great because it's busy. And if like footfall is a like determinant of successfulness, then it's quite successful because it's
Okay.
quite busy at times. But it doesn't serve me, mate. I like helping people, and like off the back of the business, we've been able to help loads of charities and sponsored athletes and different things, and like through good staff we've made friends for life, and
Yeah.
regulars we've made good connections and good friends. So there's like loads of wins with it,
Yeah.
regardless how hard or stressful it can be at times. But
Yeah.
that is the idea. But the idea of it was a base and then build from it, like a platform,
That's awesome.
recipes and cooking classes. No, just teach people stuff.
Yeah,
That still
yeah.
hasn't happened because we underestimated how hard it is.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I think a lot of people do. In every industry, like no matter what, people, they kind of think, oh, I can do this here. I can make it easy, especially in fitness as well. Like, I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people come and go in your time too, coming in thinking that it's going to be a relatively easy industry when it's not. There's a lot of work goes into it. There's a lot of preparation goes into it. Like so much effort.
Yeah, it's like we get that when people come in, they sit the interview and they come across well and they're like, oh yeah, I do all this at home. And then when they realise and there's like 9 or 10 dockets on at 1 p.m. on a Saturday, it's not at home listening to Joe Rogan thinking about where you're going to go that night. It's like balls to the wall, people complaining and things going wrong and whatever else. So it's a
Yeah.
bit like similar to the fitness industry. People are in the gym, you see the likes of ourselves wearing the tracksuit we spoke with, thinking, flip, that's handy dandy. But no, it's like sometimes you're up at 5, quarter to 5. Like I've seen your social media in recent times, you're going on at 5.
Yeah.
It's like
Here, dude,
it's very
that's just to get a
unsuitable.
workout done. Literally, like that's just to get a workout done. I was in the barbers yesterday. Was it yesterday? I can't even remember. But the guy was saying to me like, oh, you must get loads of training done, do you? And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking lucky. Like if I can, get an hour in, I actually have to get up at 4:26 a.m. every morning to get a session done, and I own a fucking gym. It's ridiculous.
Brutal. It's a good issue to have. So obviously the other hours are being fulfilled.
Yeah,
Busy and don't have a chance.
yeah, for
But I
sure.
made the mistake before to fit people in personal training to start at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's say by 4 or 5 p.m. you're a washing machine. So unless you can get a pound up in, you're no good to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you need to keep it's quality over quantity very much like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I'm very strict with my morning routine now. Like the
Oh,
first 90 minutes, 2 hours. Now there's no personal training and I'm
okay.
at the gym for 6 a.m. I'm very important. I like to meditate, I like to make a neuro press, coffee myself. I like to strategize things, read a book, do my own things. So that's like a small wins for me. And
Okay.
then you set yourself up for the rest of the day.
For the rest of the day, well, there's a lesson
Huh?
for anyone watching.
Okay, it's just psychologically, it holds me accountable too. So if I need to have like an awkward conversation, so know that Mark Twain eat the fish, or no,
Oh,
what
yeah,
is it?
yeah.
I eat the fish. Fish is great. Eat the frog.
Oh,
So
yeah, eat the
you look
frog
at your
first.
like, yeah, you look at your priorities and you think, right, what's the hardest one? Like you pick that first, and then you make that phone call. Well, it's an awkward conversation with a staff member. You're letting them go, or maybe a supplier who hasn't lived up to it. You need to bust balls a wee bit to say, like, I need better service.
Yeah,
It holds you, holds you accountable too, because it's like, hey, Tony, you had your morning, you pampered yourself, go and get shit done.
yeah. Do the hardest task first thing.
Yeah, I like that because like I used to be really hard on myself. I tried to like always like fire on like a serious frequency
Uh
and think
huh.
that you always had this brain power and it was infinite. It's not. Like I said, see, 4 or 5 p.m. and no use for anybody. So that's what I try and do. I'm going to try and get back into every time. I was up this morning at 6 a.m., which made me feel good because it's a psychological win. It's very
Hmm.
easy to hit snooze, isn't it? I'm like,
Oh
no, get
yeah.
up, even though I've nothing to get up for. Went and trained with 2 mates at 8 a.m. So I want to get up for a couple of hours and like just get stuff done.
Love it, man. Love
Sound
it.
like Arsene Wenger saying so many times.
So here, Tony, tell us this, mate. If you could sort of go back and do it all again, would there be anything that you would kind of do differently, from the start of your career to let's say the end of your career in fitness? Essentially, you're not coaching anymore. Would there be anything
Yeah,
you would have done differently?
I would have charged more for my sessions earlier.
Okay, I'm glad
Um,
you said that.
I listened to a podcast. I know she go over to like Santa Monica and stuff quite a lot, and
Yeah,
Jason Ferrugia, Jay
yeah,
Ferrugia.
yeah.
I listened to one of his podcasts. So
You're right.
sorry for that.
You're right, man.
Some
All good.
um, somebody tried to ring me. I have this on do not disturb, scumbags.
It's all good.
Um, Right. So Jay Fraser said, I always ask, like, I've been over to Phil Larney and stuff, like different things over the years, and always try and find out, how do you know your value, or how do you know your worth? And see the simple equation. I then lived that as soon as I heard it, 'cause it clicked with me. Jay Fraser said, if 1 in 3 people don't say no thanks immediately, you're not charging enough.
Okay, nice.
So 33%. So obviously, if you're thinking about like increasing your prices, you're at a stage where, yeah, I'm doing okay at this.
Yeah.
I'm busy. Now, it's not like you have 3 clients and like, fuck that, I'm going to charge 60 quid now. But that just like just clicked with me. So then whenever I came back from Australia, I did start to charge more.
Mm-hmm.
And weirdly, like, you didn't get that much opposition, which was, I don't know, a reflection of what I was capable of doing, which was great. Yeah, it was nice. But then you're thinking to yourself, well, Tony, why not charge more? But then I worked in a gym that didn't really have the surroundings. Maybe if I worked in DW and Boucher Road, perhaps you could have, like, charged more money. That's probably a second thing. Just with that question, probably would have tried different gyms. I worked in Peak Physique for a long time. Was in Arena for a couple of years and then moved to Peak. 12, 13 years. Actually, I saw Big Nal Greenan on recently. Don't know when. But I can remember seeing him on your page. And whenever I moved to Peak, I think Nal had just started more or less the same time.
Right.
I think it was a number of weeks before me. So I worked with Big Nal there for a few years.
Sean McGarty actually worked there as well, didn't he?
Yes, and then Sean McGarty came in, maniac. Still, and the best possible way. Like, I heard him speak recently, a few years ago, and he just had me in stitches the whole time. I just love his, like, I talk about I'm black and white. He's like light or something. He's just there's just absolutely zero filters, and look, I respect that. I appreciate that. There's too much bitching in Belfast and Northern because we're just a spoiled culture.
Yeah.
People, someone's driving the Range Rover, they're a drug dealer, or their dad gave them that. Never would someone say they work their balls off 7 days a week. Maybe that's why I got it.
I actually seen this. Thing the other day. It was like a quote or something I seen the other day. It was don't boo the winning team because you didn't see what they were going through when they were losing. It was something along those lines anyway.
I like that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people see someone and they're winning and they're like, fuck that person. You know, as you say, he's a scumbag or she's a scumbag or whatever, but they didn't actually see what that person had to go through in order to get to the stage where they actually are.
There's no comparison to 19 other times whenever they're not at that stage.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
No, but that's a good question. What would I do differently? And also, like, trying to take the optimist point of view on it, that probably very little also, because isn't it what we learn through our mistakes, etc.
Yeah,
it gives us that hindsight to think, perhaps you wouldn't know what you know now. Yeah, you wouldn't know what you know now without, like, doing the things that you did.
Yeah,
but maybe charge more. I think that's one thing that instantly came to my head there.
And would that be the main piece of advice that you would give to new trainers? You know, because there's going to be a lot of people watching this who are maybe considering a career in the fitness industry, right?
Okay.
And this is why I like to bring people from all over Belfast, all over Ireland on this here, because I want to give people like a broad perspective on how they can actually succeed in the industry as well. So, what would be the best advice that you would give someone considering a career in the industry, or maybe even just starting out?
Well, today's world, definitely to focus on themselves. I think it'd be too easy. Like, if you've only got, say, 4 clients and they've just started, well, hypothetically, say someone's 6 or 8 months into it, the 4 clients, they're struggling a little bit, and then they're on social media and they see their mate who was maybe a year younger than them in school, who is portraying this lifestyle at they've 19 clients, and they're lifting $1,000 a week. Which you and I kind of know that at vast majority of the time that's a lot of balls, because whenever you are winning, you don't really need to sing, because personally you're getting fulfillment. There's less pressure and stress on yourself, so you just go about your day, minding your own business. So a big piece of this, focus on yourself. Like, absolutely, like you do you improve you.
Yeah.
What do you do well? What do you enjoy? Great. Learn more, become better, do more. What do you not like? Stop doing that. That's probably another thing. What I would change differently? Sorry, for going off on tangent, but
Okay, mate.
I'm a great believer that your hardest clients are your best clients, because they're gonna elevate you. They're gonna make you like go back to the drawing board, become better, whether it be from a psychology point of view or a nutritional point of view or a movement mechanics point of view. When they're busting your balls, they're like the catapult, and they're pulling your patience. And then once you get over that hurdle, they like project you forward. Does that make sense?
100%, mate.
So my mistake there is probably persevering too long with the wrong person and
Okay.
being a jack of all trades, instead of
Yeah.
just, right, okay, so maybe your blood glucose, this is me, and this is how full of shit I can be at times. But if someone's coming in, they're a little bit fuzzy eyed or whatever, I'll be thinking in my head, fuck, maybe there's too much blood glucose
Right.
in
Okay.
their system. Maybe they'll have to like make their cells more receptive to the nutrients that are coming on board. So I'll increase the weights or the resistance aspect 15, 18, 20% more. Instead of just
Okay.
saying, here, big lad, wait to the doctors and get a
Yeah.
neurologist or whatever, or an optometrist to have a butcher's hook at you and see what's
Yeah.
going on. So yeah, maybe do less and become better. So see, this is what I mean about the verbal diarrhea. I go off on
Keep it coming,
tangents,
man. Keep it coming. Keep it
and
coming.
then I have to come back in. But
There's nuggets in there, dude.
I also noticed that too many people are too safe when they started. So um, I'll try and be empathetic here, where if someone who has, say, a young baby and a partner, and they're in, say, the Ulster Bank, and they hate it and they need to get out because it's like soul destroying. I know it's very difficult to burn your boat and just like say, right, okay, guillotine, and I want to go straight into it.
Yeah.
So I sympathise with that, but there's also the other side where there's very little dependency other than themselves. So rather than keeping that part-time job in Tesco and like dipping your big toe into working at the gym, like Mark Kinley, see when the Kinleys, that's actually who I trained with earlier, up at Trev, Mark and Ray. So Mark came in and worked in peak physique, and I'll use Mark as an example, and I hope he doesn't mind because he's a boxer and knocked my balls in if he's unhappy.
He's
But
no choice now, mate.
he was messing about in a second job. Now he credits going to a Phil Graham seminar for this, because I used to wind him up about going to these different courses, and I'm like, you know what to do? You just need the accountability. Go and do it. And I was telling him, like, just burn your boat. Like, get rid of that second job, and it'll be fight or flight. You have enough to earn a living. So maybe that's the wee push and nudge that you need to like kick on, because you'll now have this like more brain power to focus on a singular job, career, and profession.
Yeah.
And secondly, more available time. You don't have to rush back and forth between two jobs. So a big piece of advice I would give is, if you're going to do it, go all in. You'd rather go all in and have to like walk away with your tail between your legs after 16 months, 18 months, whatever it may be. Some people's personalities just aren't suited for it.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be able to speak to a 60-year-old female about Coronation Street, and then same breath, you need to talk about an 18-year-old male about him going out and trying to like get his end
Yeah.
every weekend wherever cool kids go these days. I
Yeah.
was going to say the bot, but I don't even think that's opened anymore.
I don't know if it is or not, dude.
So and make mistakes. Like I've learned that I'm always a believer that, well, I did previously before experience, that there was always a magic formula. There was always that one person to like say, right, I'm looking at you, this is exactly what you need to go and do it. Go and do it, and in 8 months' time, everything will work out great.
Mm-hmm.
It's never the case. For example, in a slightly more financial like challenge and scale, we got to a restaurant. I met it with a lot of friends who were chefs, because we
Yeah.
didn't know what we were doing. We completely winged it. We still are winging it.
Okay.
Anybody
Everyone
who's
is.
doing anything exactly are full of shit. Everybody wings it, and then you go and find out a solution. That's what business is, for the issue. But like, friends give us poor advice, and it held us back, and we wasted a lot of money.
Yeah.
The same, like 2 years into business, we realized the way we were advised, our kitchen flow and stuff just didn't work. It wasn't efficient for fast service. So we got on these kitchen planners, and I was told, yeah, they're the people to speak to. 22 grand later, there's still like loads of mess ups, mistakes.
Yeah.
So You know your business better than anybody
Yeah.
ever will.
So,
But so the
sometimes you
problem,
trust your gut.
so the problem with yeah, so the problem of, and that's the only way you learn, and the only way you'll value like that experience is by messing up, thinking, all right, now there's a way to do it. it we need accountability. We don't need the exact hows to do. So relative to your question is that just be prepared to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't feel like a failure. Don't feel like you're a bum. Don't feel like you're stupid. No, but again, I bring it back to social media. Like you mess up and you lose 2 clients because you've slept in twice and they're like, here, this kid's a joker. You'll learn from that. You lose 2 clients, you're not going to sleep in again.
No.
You're going to set 5 alarms instead of 1.
Yeah.
So whenever it comes back to like the social media thing, whenever you're having a shit day and you lose a client, you're going to be looking at someone's best day who's away in New York, working on a Hummer,
Yeah.
listening to P Diddy, giving it stacks, but they've probably done it on a credit card anyway.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
like try not to like oversweat that. So make mistakes and remember it's a service industry. It's not an ego thing. It's like mates over the years in gyms used to wake me up because I used to lift the water bottle every time. No whenever a client wanted a drink. Or
Yeah.
if we were finished on a bench and they had a towel themselves, I would have carried the towel too because it was a service industry. You know, I
Yeah.
always used to look at clients that, so if someone came in and that lots of young kids, I'm mentally like thinking of an example. Guys come in and train with me at 6 a.m. Very high powered businessman. A lot of stress he's under. Young family. Didn't sleep much. And he looked like he crawled to the gym. So I was looking at his program, that 4 sets of 8 deadlifts, 90 seconds rest, while going through it all. You just strip it right back. You do a wee bit more on the cardio, a wee bit more mobility. No, like just like in fact, I take that back. So I don't do any cardio with it, but I'm just hypothetically talking here. Don't be judging me, okay? I think I know what I'm talking about. So then I'm thinking, right, he's on at 6 a.m. I want this guy leaving at 7 a.m. in a much better position than he was at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And
That's
I adjust and adapt. Yes, I want him walking out going, I'm glad I went today, because it could have been very easily after 2 hours sleep not to turn up. But if I start ramping up his deadlifts, I'm taxing the central nervous system. At 9 a.m., he's going to feel like he just feels shit. He's going to say he's got AIDS, but you probably don't want me to say stuff like that. So apologies. Sorry. So
it's all good. It's all
but
good.
does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Completely.
It's a service industry.
Yeah.
Like a small thing I used to do, and it was for their own benefit, even though some people didn't like it, but I was who I was. I used to make them count their own reps.
Oh yeah. I never count reps too.
It increased their mental presence.
Yeah.
Like, how many reps have you done? You're supposed to be counting them. No, I'm not. What are you thinking about? Oh, I've just got this thing to work. Like, that's exactly why.
Yeah.
You know, count
Yeah.
your reps. Let's try and be present.
It fucking drives me insane when I see, our students counting reps. Like, if they've been with us for 6 or 18 weeks or whatever, and they're counting reps by the end of it, I'm like, they're like, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure that I've given you a lot more than fucking counting 1 to 10 on this course. Why are you doing that? And they're like, you know what you do? And I'm like, no, you can be like correcting them. You can be reinforcing. You can be doing this, and this. Like, let them count their own fucking reps.
100%.
I don't know.
That does my boxing. And like off the back of that, stay off your phone.
Yeah.
If you're a person, give someone their time that they're paying for.
Yeah.
Don't be going on your phone when they're down doing a plank or press ups. Fuck, that grinds my gears. Because one, people aren't stupid. They just aren't stupid. And secondly, you're making yourself look like a bit of a tit, because there could be someone up the other end of the gym thinking, I was going to ask Tony for personal training. And sometimes it takes people 6. Like, people have come up to me, I know that a lot of it's semi-private, but all my experiences in commercial gyms, while I was Australia or here in Belfast, and people would come up after 6-7 months saying, do you know what, I was going to speak to you last October, and then it's like May or June the following year, and they eventually like pluck up the courage to ask you. So they're seeing how you conduct yourself. They see you on your phone. That's like feedback saying he's not the one for me.
Yeah, they're going to make a judgment in literally 2 seconds of seeing your session.
Yeah, so it's a service. Treat it like that. Treat how you'd like to be treated. Be prepared to mess up and work your balls off. Never stop. And try different things. Like I say, the biomechanics was great. And like it interests me loads.
Mm-hmm.
But nutrition is like kind of what I really enjoy because it's so difficult.
Kind of stay open-minded to all aspects.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Try everything, and then something will click. Nutrition clicked for me.
Yeah.
Like I was down last year at Donny Lennon, like seminar, so it was like a round table weight cutting, so like combat athletes, MMA and boxing, and so part of our like round table discussion, there was about 4 or 5 of us, and a few respected people in the industry. Like one of them in particular worked the odd time with Conor McGregor, so that high level. All of us had differences of opinions, but yet the mechanism behind the outcome that was desired, each one of us had a plausible argument.
Yeah, I love
and that's
it.
what that's what I like about nutrition. You respect someone, but you would still do it differently.
Yeah.
Or you see their point of view and think, oh, I didn't think of it like that, but I like this, and here's why. And then he'll reply going, fair enough. So with nutrition, there's lots of ways to skin a cat. So it all comes down to like buy-in with that.
Completely.
Yeah, I think that's it. Without me going into more of like I'm talking shit.
All good, bro. Tony, thank you for coming on here today, mate.
I appreciate it. Very humbling being asked to come on. So thanks for your time.
There was a lot of value in it. And here, I know you're a hard man to get a hold of, but where can people connect with you if they want to reach you?
I'm on Instagram.
Just go to Tony and James.
I suppose like there's always links through that. I go up Tony and James.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Go there, have a coffee and a bun.
That's it. Healthy bun.
Healthy bun, of course.
But sure, of course, like people know that anyway. Elite fitness and performance goes without saying that.
Fucking right, mate. Tony, thank you, mate. Much appreciated.
Yes. Happy New Year, mate. Thanks for your time.
And you. Have a good one today, buddy.
Yes, you too. Take it easy.
Take care. Bye.